It's always game day in Cleveland, coming to you live from the Greenbrier in West Virginia. Joel Bitonio, the outstanding left guard for the Cleveland Browns, kind enough to take time out of his busy schedule checking out the scenery here. Joel, you wear number 75. Is there a meaning behind that number? I've always meant to ask you about that because numbers are special, players are superstitious in that.
Yeah.
So what's the story behind 75?
So it's not as cool as some of the other stories. In high school, I wanted to be 72 because my dad wore 72 when he played football in high school and like a little bit of college. And so I was like, oh, 72, they had it for me. I got to be 72. College, they did not have 72. So I ended up with number 70, and that was more assigned to me. They just got number 70, and I was like, all right, that takes it. And I got to NFL, and they were like, we have number 63, number 65, number 67, 69, and 75. And I was like, I've been in the 70s my whole life. I'm going to take 75. And that's kind of how it came about. So nothing too special. And then after my first year, it was funny. The guy that was wearing 70 had left, and I was like, ooh, should I take 70? But I'm like, no, I'm going to make 75 my my number, and I've ran with it, and now I can't think of myself in anything but a 75.
So obviously you've got a beautiful family, wife and kids. What's it like being an NFL dad? I'm guessing that you do not receive at home the adulation that you might get from Browns fans. Is that accurate?
It's a little different. This was the first time, my daughter's 4, my son's 2, that I think they realized I'm leaving and I'm doing stuff. It was a little bit sad this time. I was like, man, I got to go for 8 nights or 9 nights, and they were a little bit disappointed. But, I don't know if they know what I do because I come home and they instantly want to play tackle, which is I'm a little sore right now, and stuff. And my daughter and son, they throw their bodies around a little bit. So it's a little different. I don't usually get the attaboy on a backside cutoff, that I do here. At home it's more like, oh, thanks for, making dinner tonight, Dad. Sometimes they don't enjoy what I make either.
All right, so what's your guilty pleasure television show or streaming show?
Yeah, so with 2 kids, we haven't watched that many shows, but I was big on Game of Thrones. We watched all those. We watched the new House of Dragon. Peaky Blinders was one of my favorite. The Office is our background noise, so we'll just turn on The Office and we'll just play it if we're doing things at the house and stuff. And so that's probably up there. New shows, we're not cut up yet, but we're getting there on Ted Lasso, which we've enjoyed as well.
Yeah, Ted Lasso's a great show. So I'm guessing that's your binge then?
Yeah, so if we have time, but usually once the kids are down, it's 8:30 already, 9 o'clock when we clean everything up. So we usually get 1 episode. We're very slow bingers. We're not back in college where I could go, 4 hours at a time.
All right, so your favorite song that gets you fired up for a game, and the song that you never want to hear again and should be shot into the sun.
Oh gosh. I'm not a huge music guy, so whatever fires me up is usually what's on in the locker room.
Okay.
And I don't usually understand the lyrics, or you know what I mean? It's something kind of crazy. Usually David will throw in Welcome to the Jungle or something,
that you've actually heard
that
before?
I've heard before, and that will get me going a little bit. But I'm not too picky on that. The song that I never want to hear again, though, I think it was my rookie year or my second year, and it was club going up on a Tuesday, and they just kept playing that in our warm-ups. You know what I mean? I don't even know. I probably butchered that, but I don't even know the true lyrics. But I just remember hearing it constantly, and I was like, "Yeah, I probably don't need to hear this song again."
Okay, so if you were not an All-Pro left tackle or left guard rather, what would you be doing with your life right now?
I really enjoyed cooking. I don't know. Maybe I would have gone to culinary school. I think if I didn't play in the NFL, though, I probably would have got into coaching just to be around football a little bit more. And in high school, I took 4 years of architectural design, which actually is what I wanted to do in college. But my colleges that recruited me didn't happen to have architectural design, so it worked out. But maybe I would have got into that if I wasn't playing football. I really enjoyed the designing and drawing of houses and things like that.
I've painted my entire house. Things you don't need to know. I have 2 rooms left: the kitchen and a bedroom. That's what I do in my spare time. So I'm with you on the design stuff. Yeah. Good luck this season. Appreciate the time.
Yeah.
And it's always game day in Cleveland from the Greenbrier. We're calling it, I guess, the Greenbrier Files or something like that. I don't know.
We'll figure it out.
But hey, please, we appreciate you listening and watching. Subscribe to the podcast. Also subscribe to our station YouTube channel. Find us at 923 The Fan.